Calibration 1. 14, 27, 9, 23. Numbers. Even more of them like 12 and 97 and 6. Just running around my head, sitting there doing nothing, but also doing everything all at once while they wait to be calculated. They don't mean a damn thing. There is no hidden message in them, not that I've discovered. But when I close my eyes, or God forbid, keep them open, still the numbers come. All I can do is try to make them make sense so they go away, adding and subtracting until they're reasonable. 14 and 27 are 41, and you add that 9, and you have a nice simple 50. But then you have that 23, and what are you going to do with 23? You can add it on, and you're stuck with 73, which is a really dangerous number. But is it any better than 27? Probably not. At least 27 can be divided by the 9, which gives us a 3, a decent number. Odd, but still just a simple single integer. Odd, but still just a single integer. And a triad is a good thing, in my opinion. A beautiful chord, a triangle, preferably equilateral. Solid. I can live with a 3. But 12 and 97 and 6? Now we have another issue. 109, 115? They're getting bigger. They're getting bigger than what I can easily do in my head. So I pull out a pen and a piece of paper and do some long division. None of them are divisible by any of the others. So now we're stuck at 115. I can only pray that a 35 comes my way. I'd love a 35. Gets you to 150, and then you use that 3 and you're at 50, which is half of 100, which is even and balanced. Where is my 35? I found a 35 once in the gutter, a dirty old dime and a quarter, each one of them so different from one another, but still the same form, concept, each a coin with very little inherent value, yet they stood for something more, something we assigned to them in our heads. 35 cents. I had no idea how much money it cost to assemble 35 cents, but there it was, nonetheless, 35 cents. Problem is, you can't do much with 35 cents, and that dime was so damn dirty. I dropped them down to the pavement where the quarter fell flat and the dime rolled away into a storm drain and out of existence. My hands felt filthy. Nothing I could see but surely coated with germs, bacteria, viruses, and questions. I wiped them on my jeans, and now I wish I had that 35 cents. Don't know what I'd do with it, though, other than count it. And once I did, I'd have my 35 to make everything nice and neat and orderly. But maybe I already have it, just by thinking about it. Is just the concept of its existence enough for me to buy some clarity? It's not like the other numbers exist, outside my head at least. They're just concepts, forms with words to give us some sense of calculation, purpose, and categorization in life. You follow the numbers and they make sense. They're the only thing that makes sense. The universal language. If I think about them long enough, they lose their meaning altogether. That is, without a construct to define them. With my quarter and dime, dirty as they were still a solid, real 35. I could present them to another person, and that person would likely reply. I could present them to another person, and that person would likely reply, "Yes, that's 35 cents, all right." The numbers in my head, though? They're always changing, coming from an unidentifiable place. Though I remain convinced, regardless of what I'm told, they did start somewhere. Numbers don't just pop up out of thin air. Thoughts don't either. There's always a cause, an effect, and we just don't always know what the cause may be, though we often feel the effect. Or is it affect? The effect has affect, and life goes on. Like a wheel in a hamster cage wired to a battery powering the world. The lights go on as the sun comes up and fade away as the hamster dies from exhaustion at sunset, just to be replaced by a new hamster while we sleep. But who breeds the hamsters? Who's in charge of it all? The answer, my friend, is there is no hamster. only time and its incessant march. The numbers can change if you think of them, but when you assign them as values to something concrete, something you can identify and give value, like a pile of beans, magic or not. Planted in the soil, those numbers can expand and multiply, changing forever to bigger and bigger values until we have too many beans to count. The vines wrapping and tangling their way through the world, stretching upward to the giants in the sky. The vines wrapping and tangling their way through the world, stretching upward to the giants in the sky who either watch over us or, more likely, just eat us for dinner when we get too curious. In that castle in the sky where Jack found his goose, he discovered the secret to expansion. Growth. Never-ending wealth. It's a secret place that grants us our wishes, but we get too greedy and fee-fi-fo-fum. Your bones are ground and your meat is butter on a slice of breakfast toast. That kingdom is what I assumed was on the other side of the door. Or, to be more specific, still assumed to be there, for I haven't opened it yet. I've tried the combinations, the numbers in my head, but they're not working. And I know they should. They have to, because this damn door is the pathway to something altogether different. How do I know? I just do, because the door is made of light and it's in a basement full of dark, and the only thing on the other side is a wall of worms and dirt. At least, that's all there should be. I'll find out when I get the damn thing open. 4, 8, 17, 6, 35. The first 4 equal the last. Unbalanced equality. I enter the numbers 1 by 1. And the damn door doesn't budge.